Hello and welcome to the To Be Frank podcast. I'm your host, Frank. And this is my special guest for today, Dustin Mccullough.
Hello, everybody.
You can follow him at I am
D. McCullough.
D. McCullough. Yeah. I was going to mess that up, but
Facebook is Dustin McCullough Music.
okay, there you go. And we will have that at the bottom there as you see. So please follow him. Very talented. He's here to promote his future album that he's fixing to release. He's released a couple singles. We'll talk about that. But I wanted to have him on, give him an opportunity to talk. We have known each other for about 15 years. And I was trying to think about some of the hijinks that we might have had. He says he's got a story.
Yeah, I got one.
He's got one, so we're going to get into that. But before we do, I want to get into something. Thank you for watching, first and foremost. We've been doing this for a little bit of time now, and hopefully you've been enjoying it. Please like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, or give us a follow on our page. It is the To Be Frank podcast, as mentioned, and our logo here. It's beautiful. Don't you love it? Today, we're going to get into our daily top 10. Hopefully you prepared. Hopefully you're better prepared than some of my other guests. But today's daily top 10 is... Hold on, I almost forgot to pull it up. It is top 10 movie villains. So, a little bit different. We'll probably have a hero episode. I don't know if we're going to do that, but I think we're going to do that. I'm going to start from 10 and go down to 1.
Okay. So you're going to start first?
Yeah, I feel like that's good. I'm holding mine unless you're just like super good.
Usually the guest goes first, but that's okay.
I mean, like we were talking about before we started airing this, I'm a little narcissistic, so that's fine. No, well, do you have yours in your mind, or is it just on your phone? Because I was holding my phone and I had mine pulled up.
It's on a sticky note.
Wow. Old school.
I am an old school
I'm proud of you. You know what? I'm really impressed. Why don't you go first?
Okay.
How about that? Because that's actually really impressive.
Okay. Yeah, I can go first.
All right, let's do this. Are you going to start from 10 and go down to 1? Or are you
probably. I was going to say Carol Baskin first.
Oh my gosh. Why didn't I think of that?
She seems to be on everybody's hit list now. So.
I might change my number 10.
But I wouldn't say she's number 1, though. That was more of a joke. I guess, I didn't never get into the series. I watched like the first 2 episodes of that show, and I kind of like, this ain't for me. So, but
Tiger King, in case
Tiger King.
In case you didn't know which one we were talking about. I liked it. My wife hated it. It's a little different.
Yeah,
I laughed.
It's a lot different.
I laughed most of the time.
Josh
could not stand it.
Yeah. Me and Josh had the same kind of mindset when it comes to entertainment.
If it helps, I started watching it usually around midnight, so it might have just been my deliriousness. But
well, anyway, the next one probably would be Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man. I'm a big Spider-Man fan.
I like Spider-Man. I like the Sam Raimi versions.
So,
well, except for the last one. But
when you think about it, Dr. Octopus was pretty bad to the bone.
Yeah, so. and I forgot the actor's name, but he portrayed it really well.
Yeah.
It gave it some depth.
Yeah, he did. He did. I think the next one would be Bane.
I almost put him on my list, to be honest with you. I almost did. I just didn't like the way he was portrayed in Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah. Well, he's also the only one to ever break the bat. So
this is very true. Very true.
So, I understand though. There was a lot of supervillains to choose from. I just think that Batman's a pretty bad to the bone dude. So if you can break his back, then you're pretty bad to the bone too. So that's why I put him. So
it's a good choice. It's well thought out. I'll give you that.
The next one would definitely be Mystique from the X-Men series.
Okay, all right. Even though she turned somewhat good and she was kind of on the fence.
She has a very mischievous past. So
okay.
You're
winning me over with your arguments. I'm usually pretty steadfast, but I'm agreeing.
Well, she does. She's very manipulative if you think about it.
Oh, yes.
Very manipulative.
Probably one of the most manipulative.
I about said a comment, but I'm going to keep that comment to myself because that could get us in trouble nowadays. So
all right, sweet.
So anyway, the next one will be Thanos.
Okay. All right. It's a good choice.
I mean, even though what he did was not very good, he's still pretty powerful. So
yeah,
and I mean, it is a top 10 supervillain. So
I mean, in the comic books, it was a little different than the theatrical version. Yeah. I did enjoy it though; it was good.
But majority of the people watching, I'm sure, has never went through the comic books. I mean, I've got some friends though that have read all the comics. So
wow,
yeah, they're huge DC and Marvel fans. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't sat through and read through the comics.
I'm familiar enough with them to know, like, okay, that's a little different than.
I'm more of a movie kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like in high school, when we had assignments on a book, if the book had a movie, I watched the movie.
I'm with you on that one. It's a good choice.
That's just being honest. So if any of my high school teachers are watching, I'm sorry.
I'm not. I want you to love me anyways.
Okay. The next one would be Venom.
Dang it. I'm regretting some of my list right now. I think you're going to be surprised about mine, but Venom's a good choice.
Yeah, I do like Venom, man. I mean, he looks gnarly.
He's crazy.
He is crazy, yeah, for sure. But I just like the way the movie portrayed him, though, man.
The actual standalone Venom?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do like that. The next one would be Magneto.
See, I almost put him on my list too. Dang it.
Because he's I wish I had his powers, to be honest with you, man. Just to be able to move Earth.
That would be pretty dope.
I mean, I think that, of course, in his mind, everything he does is good, even though a lot of stuff he does is not necessarily good.
I can fit that a little bit.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
So, I mean, I still think he's on the top. He's one of the more top of the list. And as far as that guy goes, it's not necessarily just because of being a supervillain. It's more along the lines of my favorite supervillain, like, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, as the list goes further to the top, it's more about based on my favorite personally versus just how bad of a supervillain it was.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I planned my list. I kind of went like, who do I think is the most, not necessarily like the top rated kind of thing.
Yeah.
But still, who do I view as the baddest? And it could be, any reasoning, but I agree with that. I might make him an honorable mention.
There you go.
In my top 3.
There you go. Well, my next one would be Dr. Doom. So.
I mean, I'm a Fantastic Four fan.
Yeah.
I kind of liked, which I know the most recent one, a lot of people did not like the Fantastic Four. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I liked how they portrayed Dr. Doom in that.
Yeah.
But he was so much more sinister in the comic books.
Did you like how he died?
No.
Okay. I can respect that.
I mean, I don't have him on my list because to me he was like always outsmarted. Which, I mean, I guess some of the ones.
That's what I said. His greatest strength was his greatest weakness.
That is true. My phone is blowing up right now. Thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing. But yeah, I don't know. I value the choice. Yeah. I do like it. If I did like a top 11, I guess I would put him in there. But
well, you couldn't because you just said Dr. Doom would be the honorable mention, so it would have to be a top 12.
Well, you mean Magneto? Yeah, I said Magneto would be my honorable mention.
Magneto. I tried to outsmart you on that.
Yeah, you did, but you're not going to. I am a steel trap.
Oh, man.
No, but...
That was an epic fail.
That's all right. It's cool, We know you're from Hilliard. But this is a good choice. I will validate it, if that helps.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not going to accept it, but I will validate it.
I feel a lot better to have my choices validated by you, Frank.
Well, I am the foremost opinion on this podcast.
You are the most humblest guy I know, and you're very good at being humble.
#humblebrag.
So, anyway, the next one would definitely have to be the Joker.
I'm going to leave my comments. Is that your number 2?
Yeah.
Okay. I see your number 1 and I don't agree with it, but number 2, good choice.
Yeah.
That's the problem with doing it with sticky notes.
Yeah. Well, I'm a musician, man. I haven't adapted to the idea of writing notes in my phone yet. I'd rather write them down on paper.
I mean, I do both.
Like I've got friends. Well, I mean, I understand. I got friends and stuff. Like musicians.
You have friends in low places?
Yeah, I do got friends in low places, and high places too. Cricket. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, I would definitely say the Joker.
It's a really good choice.
Yeah,
I'll say that. I'll hold my comments to my
list. Do you
list.
like the Heath Ledger version the best? Or?
I really do. I have not seen the standalone film with Joaquin, but
well, me personally, I'm biased, but I like Joaquin Phoenix a lot because he portrayed a great Johnny Cash, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Joaquin might be on my list, but I think that Heath is by far, he transcended the genre. I mean, but also just that character, the way he portrayed it was, you could see a little bit of Jack in it. Yeah, but it was its own thing. Yep. I mean, rest in peace, but he was phenomenal in that, and it just, I don't know. It's, if you just sit there and watch it and try to think from his perspective, which is very difficult because he's all over the place, but it's just, it's unique. I'll say that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So you got me talking about when I said I wasn't going to talk about it. Dang it.
Well, I mean, I think the Joker's a very clever supervillain. Yeah, and of course his main goal is mayhem, just absolute mayhem.
Right, and even if you don't even just focus on Heath's portrayal and just the Joker character in general, I mean, he's a psychopath, so he's all over the place.
And speaking of psychopaths, that leads me to my next one.
You like how I did that?
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, that was very, very well thought out and timely. So, the next one will be Harley Quinn. And hold on.
I'm not gonna say anything. You go with that because I have no comment.
Do you really need a comment?
I don't.
I mean, she's a babe. Swing.
Nice. That's good.
For those of you,
Josh wouldn't understand that. He does not understand the Wayne's World reference at all.
Yeah, we're gonna throw some Wayne's World references out there today. Just for our friend Josh.
We might make him watch it after we film this and hold him down, tape his eyelids open.
Yeah. But
we might do it.
Yeah, Harley Quinn.
No reason why. Perfect. All right. Now go ahead and give your reasons. Because, I mean, I would not have considered her a villain as more of a villain sidekick.
That's a fair assessment. I think.
I haven't seen Birds of Prey or whatever that other movie is, but
yeah. In Suicide Squad, have you seen Suicide Squad?
I have not.
Okay, if after you watch that movie, see if your mind changes. She goes to town in that movie.
I've heard that. I mean, I've seen clips and things, but I've never actually sat down and watched the movie.
She goes to town, and she looks good doing it.
Well, Margot Robbie, but
so. And you know, somebody told me the other day at work, we was watching it, and they said that she didn't even like playing that part.
I've heard that.
So I don't know why. I mean, I thought she did a great job doing it. She definitely looked good doing it. So that's
no comment.
She's number 1 on the list, though. So
it's a good list. Everybody clap for. All right. So my list. Number 10, Biff Tannen. Anybody? Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Biff Tannen? Number 10. Yeah. If you think about it, if you sit there and watch all the movies, he's the bad guy. But he was kind of one of those just like jockey jerks.
Yeah.
That the character was kind of real. Like, I mean, those exist. Obviously, time travel doesn't exist. But
you never know, man.
Oh, I know. But I had to put him on there. He's a good villain is a strong word to describe him necessarily.
Yeah.
but he's definitely the antagonist of the whole series.
Yeah.
But I put him at top 10. I mean,
I guess in a way, your top 10 or your number 10 and my number 10 was about the same, and they were both antagonists. They wasn't necessarily supervillains, so that means
that's true.
And we didn't even correlate. So.
Yeah, that's very true. Number 9, Captain Barbosa.
Oh yeah,
Captain Barbosa. He becomes. I won't say he becomes good. He becomes less the main villain.
Yeah.
But still, I love the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. Hopefully they'll make another one here soon. I think they are going to try. But I had to put him on there. Number 8, here's Joaquin Commodus. Gladiator.
Yep.
Yes.
I was going to mention that a while ago whenever you brought him up.
I was hoping that you wouldn't, because I did say that I was going to have him on there. But
yeah. Well, that's exactly where my mind went.
Right. I figured it would. That's where I really had first seen him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in tons of things before that, but that's where I really saw him in a prominent role.
Yeah.
That really made the movie. There's some movies where I sit there and I'm like, oh, if so and so had played that, could that how that would change it? I don't see anybody else in that role.
Yeah.
I think he really same thing as Maximus.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else could have played those roles for sure. But number 7, Sauron. Could be higher on my list, but
could not be on your list.
Wow, Josh just is texting me, and he's in the room. He's saying the actual emperor would make people eat crap at dinner and execute them if they did not.
There's your fact of the day.
He's talking about Commodus. I do have another fact of the day, actually, but that's a good one to know. Thank you, Josh. He doesn't have his mic set up today. He's a silent producer today. It's probably better off that way, honestly. Anyways, number 6, Hans Gruber. Die Hard. Josh, have you seen Die Hard? Good. We got a yes. We got a yes. No? Yes? No? Okay, well, he's really confusing me.
Yeah.
We're going to go with yes because I want to believe him. Because if not, that's kind of a deal breaker. We will definitely be finding another producer.
You a thumbs up.
Okay, so we're going to go with the...
I don't know if it's a thumbs up for the deal breaker part or a thumbs up that.
That's true. That's a good call.
So
yeah, Hans Gruber. If you don't know, it's Die Hard. But his other brother from same mother, I think, is in one of the other movies. But the Gruber family, really, I guess I should put as a villain. But number 5, Agent Smith. The Matrix.
I never got into those movies.
I'm a fan of The Matrix. The other ones, not so much. There's a couple scenes in Reloaded that I liked, but just The Matrix, the original one.
Never did anything for me, personally.
Yeah, I'm a Keanu fan.
Yeah.
We know too much. Number 4, Thanos. I think he was number 5 on your list.
Yeah.
He's number 4 on mine. I really considered not putting him on there. Really.
Yeah.
But I felt like you can't not have him on there.
Yeah.
So number 3, T-1000. Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Phenomenal villain. That movie was fantastic.
Yeah.
It's in my top 10 action movies, which you can check out on another episode. Number 2, The Joker. We matched. High five. All right.
I just had to do the same thing.
I know.
That's
what I was. That's what I was.
I still feel a little salty that you did that, Josh.
Well, he did it to me a couple times too, so it works out. You would have to check that out on our very first episode of the To Be Frank podcast, episode 1, The Phantom Producer. But yeah, number 2, The Joker. I kind of said my piece, which I said I wasn't going to say, but I said it anyways.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree.
Villain.
I agree.
But there's so many people that have played him, so many people that have voiced him, Mark Hamill, for instance. But there's been so many different ones that I really considered putting him as my number 1 just because he's in cartoons. He's in a couple different live action.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been in a lot.
Well, I can't wait to hear your number 1.
I think we all know where this is going. Number 1, Darth Vader. I couldn't not have Darth Vader as my number one. I feel like I will honorably mention in my top 3 was Magneto. I'll put that in there, like 2.5 or 2.2, however you want to view that.
Yeah,
that's not my strong suit, but yeah, Darth Vader. Come on, I thought about putting the Emperor Palpatine in there somewhere.
Yeah,
but Darth Vader is really because you just see the whole arc. Palpatine was always evil.
Yeah. But
you see where he was good, he made the choice to be bad, and I don't really ever. I'm of the belief that I don't think he changed to be good at the end of Return of the Jedi. I feel like he just showed compassion and love for his son. So I don't say he turned good. I just say that he wanted to protect his son. He didn't want to see him suffer.
But is that in and of itself a good thing?
Oh yeah, it is a good thing, but good deeds does not make a good man.
So does bad deeds make a good man?
Well, no. You mean does bad deeds make a bad man? Is that what you meant?
Well, if bad deeds make a bad man, then good deeds make a good man.
Well, I'm not saying bad deeds make a bad man.
Okay, I was just checking your logic.
Thank you for questioning me mid-thought. No, but I mean, if you want to say he turned a little bit, sure, I'll take that. But I won't say like, oh yeah, he wasn't bad anymore.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
That's kind of the point that I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
So, but he's still my number one top villain.
Yeah.
You know, that character, everybody knows it. Even people that aren't familiar or have never watched Star Wars, they know who Darth Vader is.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know who Hans Gruber is or Magneto.
That is true.
So that's just. But thank you for the daily top 10. Thank you for compiling that list. I know it's a little bit of a task. I try to give my guests a little bit of homework to kind of prepare for those types of things.
You gave me a day.
I did. I gave him a day. I didn't want to give him too much time to where he could regret doing it because one of my other guests backed out of the daily top 10 that I gave him. So we had to change it up. So because I gave him too much time.
Well, before we move on to the next thing with the top 10, like I just want to say like one thing that stuck out to me to your and Josh's top 10 was number one, y'all made some good choices song wise.
Right.
But number two, I was very impressed with Josh whenever I heard that he listened to Alter Bridge.
It's a good choice.
That did my heart some good.
I had never heard it until he let me listen to him.
Yeah, that did my heart very good.
It's good.
Because me personally, that's my favorite style of genre music.
Nice.
So.
I mean, you didn't like any of mine, I guess.
No, you had some good one. I agree with the Bohemian Rhapsody one.
Thank you.
And I agree the scene with Wayne's World when they're in the car headbanging to it is epic.
It's another Wayne's World reference.
Josh wouldn't understand.
Party time?
Party time.
You're supposed to say excellent, but I'll take it. Now, I agree. We've had a good couple top 10s, top 10 lists that have aired. If you want us to do a specific top 10, feel free to send us a comment or send us a message. We'd love to cover something that you like or enjoy. Or if you have any other segments that you think that you might want to hear us talk about, or even like topics, please feel free, send them in. We'd love to hear from you. So we appreciate you. Real quick, fact of the day. I want to get into that real quick before we get into why you were here to promote.
I thought I was here just to have a good podcast with you.
I mean, we are well, too. I mean, but I want to give you the opportunity.
I'll do that too.
You're fixing
but
to transcend.
That makes me sound narcissistic.
But you're fixing to transcend Hilliard and Callahan, man. You're fixing to skyrocket and be famous.
I don't know about all that.
So
still got a long ways to go.
Yeah, by the time that this,
I am fixing to move.
By the time you're gonna move,
yeah.
Oh, right. I don't want to talk about that. We'll get into that later. But I mean, you're fixing to boom, and by the time this comes out, who knows? We could be booming, and this could be huge for you as well.
Yep,
I mean,
that is true.
Hashtag humblebrag, but still. So, fact of the day, real quick: while trying to find a cure for AIDS, the Mayo Clinic made glow-in-the-dark cats. Fact of the day. I just thought that was kind of interesting. There's no real comment to it. I just thought that was kind of
I was trying to find the right words to put together for a comment, but I can't find nothing.
I mean, I don't want to get into the topic of clinical things, but still, I don't know how you accidentally make something glow. It's kind of strange to me, but whatever. Fact of the day.
Yeah.
So the real reason I wanted you to come on, like I said, is to kind of discuss a little bit about what has been going on with you and your music life, I guess I could say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you've released a couple singles so far.
Yes, I sure did.
Yep, and this will definitely be airing before you release the full album. What's the title of the album?
We're going to go ahead and title it Leave Me Be, which was a single that recently got us a lot of success and notice, or got us noticed. So we're going to go ahead and name it Leave Me Be.
Nice. You recently had a trip to, was it Nashville?
Nashville.
And what came out about that? I know that there's some good news as far as what happened with that. Go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah. We went up there to do a live studio set-in recording with a company called CDX Nashville, CDX Records. And for those of you who don't know, they are a media label / company in Nashville that distribute new country singles out to country radio. They have been in business for the past 25 years. And all the big artists and even some of the giants that you hear of today, such as George Strait, Garth Brooks, Tim McGraw, down to a little bit more modern, Brantley Gilbert, Eric Church, all those guys, and even some of the new ones like Luke Combs, Dylan Scott, they've all went through this company.
Nice.
So we went up there. Yeah, we went up there. They heard our single Leave Me Be through the Texas Country Music Association, which I'm a member of, and they got in touch with us about sending it out to radio. So we went up there, performed, and all that good stuff, and they liked what they heard. President Joe Kelly, he's a great guy, great dude.
Shout out Joe Kelly.
Yeah, top notch. And so anyway, they picked the song up, man, and they've sending it out to country radio, and we've got some good results so far, some satisfying results, and
nice
as far as like places to play. And so this right here is the physical copy of the volume.
Yeah, go ahead and
that
show
we're
that.
on.
Very nice.
CDX volume 679, and each I want to say quarter to 6 months they come out with a new volume. So they're on 679. That's how long they've been doing this.
Nice.
So
that's a lot.
Yeah. So anyway, volume 679, we are track number 9.
Track number 9.
And with the physical copy of CD in there. And this is what went out to all the radio stations throughout America as a physical copy. They didn't just digitally distribute it. They also sent physical volume copies as well. Nice. And we happen to be on the same volume as Luke Combs and Eric Church with their new single. So that was very exciting.
Yeah, that's big, man.
Yeah.
Look at you.
They're number 1 on the list. So, but we're number 9.
Hey, that's only 8 spots.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing about it is, man, a lot of people, I understand a lot of my friends and stuff don't really understand how the music business works. Of course, Josh knows very fluently, more so than me, because he's been doing it a lot longer than me. But, this ain't like a guaranteed ride to the top at all. I mean, this song may not ever be a chart topper. We're not expecting, that. I mean, we're hoping for big things, but we're not expecting it, because the country music industry, as well as a lot of other music industries, are just dog eat dog, man. You constantly have to be putting out new stuff because you're constantly in competition with other people. But I will say that even though this ain't like a rise to the top ordeal, just the fact that we're finally, basically getting a published deal with this song and for our music to be sent out, that puts us in the playing field. So we're in the big leagues, but we're low on the roster.
Hey, but you're on the roster.
But we're on the roster.
You're not on the bench.
We're not on the bench anymore.
You're in it.
Yeah, we're in it. We're in the game.
You're in the game.
We're
there you go.
in the game. And, And like you say, we do got an album coming out this fall. This COVID-19 stuff like really put a drag on everything. Our engineer wound up shutting his studio down in Jax and for a little while, and so that pushed things back. And so we was hoping to be done with the CD by August, but now it's going to get pushed back for sure. I mean, so we just was able to get back into the studio and record some stuff, and we also had, I also have plans to record a bluegrass song with Josh to put on the CD.
Hey now.
So if you would like to tag along with some percussion, you'd be more than welcome to come.
I feel like that's just because I let you on my podcast, but that's fine. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be in the music industry.
If I recall, you did a while back, had messaged me about if I ever needed a drummer or anything like that. And at the time, and still currently, I still had the same one.
Right.
My buddy Dylan, that we've been in it since the beginning together. But he would not mind if you tagged along for some percussion with that bluegrass song, for sure.
I mean, even if I just sit in the back and snap. No, I'm fine with that. That's cool.
You've been around bluegrass recording.
Oh
because of Josh.
I've been around the Harris family for a long time.
Yeah, Dylan has not. So that's where you could come in and you could bounce some ideas off of him.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, definitely.
But I've definitely enjoyed my friendship with Josh. I mean, there's many nights that me and Uncle Aldine would come over here and eat dinner and have bluegrass jams right over there in the living room, and that was very good times. But yeah, I'm looking forward to making that track with Josh. Like I said, everything's got pushed back, and I know Josh understands that very well. But I mean, what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, he talked a little bit about it in episode 1.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, no,
like you said, you just gotta take it with a grain of salt. You can't worry about it. Ain't nothing you can do to change it. So
there's nothing. If you focus, like we've talked about before, if you focus too much on, what didn't happen or what could happen negatively, then you're just gonna be stuck worrying. You're just gonna move forward, keep your head up, and keep going. So it sounds like that's what you did. So,
but I mean, like I said, if you want to tag along on that track, you're
definitely
more than welcome to.
Oh yeah, thank you for that. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
and I'm sure we'll promote the rest of your stuff on our pages and things when the album comes out. So be looking for that. But that's huge stuff, man. That you got picked up by them. You signed with them as they're your publishing company. Is that how?
Yeah, they're going to publish. They'll be publishing our music. Yep.
Right. Nice. So, we will put a link to them as well at the end of this video, or in the description, so you guys can check them out as well. If you're into country music, and I mean, I have been honest in the past about. I won't say I loathe, but I have been quoted as saying I hate country music, and I know what some people are going to say. I don't necessarily feel that strongly because that was before I really had gotten into it and been able to play on a couple different songs. And
I don't blame you, man. I hate country music too.
A couple different things, but it's not my favorite genre, as
mine either.
I've talked about before with my favorite bands and favorite songs, but still, what you're putting out there it's different. It is country. But it's
more of a rocky time.
Yeah, and it feels that way. So definitely check that out. I have definitely enjoyed it. So
I appreciate that, Frank.
Yeah. So definitely check him out, and check out CDX Nashville. So
would it surprise you to know that country music's not my favorite genre either?
Well, when you just said that you hated it, I kind of
Well, I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite genre.
Yeah. Well, rock is, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
rock and metal.
Yeah.
The devil's music.
Well,
crickets.
We've had crickets too many times on here, but no, I mean it is considered the devil's music, but I wouldn't put that on it necessarily. But
I wouldn't either.
But yeah, I love rock music.
I do too, man. And the fact, I'm just going to throw this out there. I know we're trying to keep things tight, but the fact that you and Josh in your top 10 didn't say any AC/DC or Led Zeppelin songs kind of stung.
And I understand that. I do like them, but they're not in my top.
Everybody is entitled to a wrong opinion. That's fine.
Hey, we've talked about before, your opinion is valued, even how stupid it is, and we don't necessarily have to agree with it, and that's perfectly fine. But no, I do like AC/DC and Led Zeppelin and all those types of bands. I just, when the songs come on, I'm like, oh yeah, that's tight, but it's not something, because I said before in episode 1 that I based it off of songs that I want to hit repeat on and keep going. That was my personal view of how I made my list. So those things are not on it based on that. If I was just doing a straight top 10, Back in Black might have been on there. But
well, the fact that you can listen to an AC/DC or Led Zeppelin song without hitting repeat tells me everything I need to know.
That's fine. But I do have kids and a wife who prefers country music. So
you're really rock, hard place, Frank.
Right, exactly. So, perfect analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
anyway, so that's where we're at right now. And if I had the chance to go on tour with anybody, it would definitely be Greta Van Fleet. They're a rock band. Have you heard of them?
Yeah,
that's our age. They are bad to the bone.
Yeah.
I would definitely go on tour with them, man. Nice. In a heartbeat.
Hey, if you're watching,
if y'all ever watch this, we are down to go on tour with you guys.
Yeah, hit them up.
So
well, real quick, I know that we kind of mentioned it at the beginning. We've known each other for, like I said, about 15 years.
Yep.
And we've had a couple, I call them hijinks, but. You said you had a story that I'm struggling to remember, apparently.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
I want you to share it. I may or may not have to cut it out of the video if I'm too embarrassed by it. But
no, it's not bad. It's bad for me, not bad for you.
Oh, okay. Well, then I might already know what it is. Then
yeah,
go ahead, share away, my good sir.
Okay, Frank. Back in the day, in fact, this was like in 9th grade, I think. When Buford Grove went to the Wilds for the first year.
I had a feeling you were going to mention the Wilds. That's a great place, by the way.
Very great place. Very great youth camp. Any parents watching wanting a good youth camp for your kids to go to.
Yeah.
Top notch.
North Carolina area. Very beautiful campus. It's on a mountain, but it's
in the
fantastic.
valley, actually.
Yeah, so. Very professionally ran.
Yep. And the food's good.
I still have, I won't call them necessarily like close friends or anything, but I still have...
Yep. Same here.
Friends, more so than acquaintances that I met there, that I got to friend on Facebook and have talked to since. So shout out to you guys.
But anyway, so we're headed up there, right? And then we stop at a Hardee's on the way up there for lunch, and I'm in line. And there's all these people behind me, Frank being the one right behind me. So, of course, he hears this. And I order from the menu what I thought was a chicken fillet. And Frank heard me. And Frank decided to take it upon himself to make sure everybody else in the line knew what I said.
Oh.
And for the rest of the trip up there and the rest of the trip back, that was the joke on the whole bus. And
let me get one of them chicken fillets.
Yeah. And Jason Lynch, if you're watching this, you was right there, because when Frankie said something and copied me, you got a good kick out of it, and then everybody got a good kick out of it. Like I said, for the whole trip up there and the whole trip back. And to some people, I still have not lived that down. So
that's amazing, because I totally forgot.
Yeah,
so I figured fantastic. You did. I'm glad I left a lasting impression on more than one person.
Yeah,
thank you for that.
I'm still scarred mentally. Because I did go to Hilliard, and according to the way I was taught to read, it said chicken fillet. So when you go to like a Chinese buffet, what do you get? Sorry, I couldn't resist. That was great. Insert laughter now. All right. No, I totally forgot about that. That is not the story that I was going to go with, because the story I was going to go with wasn't that great. But Wontoons, that's what I get.
Wontoons.
Yeah. So what's your story?
We'll save that because it's not that great. I was just going to talk about the Wilds. Do you remember that game that they played where they had these giant balls?
Yeah, big ball.
Yeah, the big balls.
No, that's the game, big ball.
Yeah, I know, but yeah. I was trying to make a joke, but anyways, more crickets. No, they have. I think there was like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I know there was at least 2, but anyways, and they have you in groups, and you got to keep the ball up, and you got to move it, and all this stuff. I remember I got ran over and crushed by the ball.
Yep.
That was the story that I was going to share, and you were there.
Yeah, I was, and I watched it, and it felt so good. I'm just gonna
because he was so mad about the fillet thing.
I wanted to make sure you was okay while we was there, but in the back of my mind, I was like, "Thank you, Lord."
So, so vengeance is, I think,
of the Lord.
Right. Yep. So now
that's what the good book says.
Well, that is what the good book says. But did you just like try to make a parallel from you and the Lord? Is that what just happened? I don't know. Maybe I read into that too much. But yeah. So that was my story. That was more directed at me. But now that I know that you were laughing privately, I think we're gonna just have to scrap this whole video and forget that we were friends. So no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, good memories, man. Good times.
Definitely, man. We definitely had some good memories back in the day. It sucks growing up, honestly, in a way, because you just drift away from your friends. Not that you lose them as friends, but you just don't get to experience life like you did, growing up as a teen and stuff like that.
That's true, but I mean, in the age of social media and things, you still stay connected enough to where it feels like you know what's going on in people's lives, which isn't necessarily the case, but it feels that way. So, I mean, you're still connected at all times. So it does suck that, when you have close friends that you see, I mean, even every week or whatever, and then you fade it, it makes it more difficult, but it sometimes, depending on the friendship, you pick up where you left off. Yep. So it's pretty cool, but I thank you for coming on. There's more topics that we could get into. But we might just have to have you back then. By the time that you release this album, we'll have you back.
That'd be good.
I think that would be a fun time.
I'll get with my manager.
Okay, yeah, take care of that. Well, my people call your people. Yeah,
sounds good.
Yeah, so Josh. Okay, but thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been great to catch up. So I want to have my daily advice for the day, and it's a little poignant, so I think it'll be good. But if I could leave you with anything from this episode, don't just let your dreams be dreams. Take the step forward, make the effort to make your things become reality, like this podcast or like his dream to become famous musician. Take those steps. Don't just think about things. Make an effort. I mean, yeah, you could put more effort into the things to make your dreams become reality, but just take, baby steps if you have to, but take those steps nonetheless. So if I could leave you with that, just don't sit idly by and let your dreams fade. Take those steps because you don't want to have regret down the road of what could have been. So again, thank you for coming, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching. Don't forget to share and comment and like it and do what all you cool kids do these days. But thank you again. This is the To Be Frank podcast. Peace.
Later.
We did it. All right.